I ain't gonna lie, from season 3 was a tough one for one Boyd Stevens. Coming up off the success he had in season 2, freeing Julie Randall and Christie's works from the music box, taking out Smiley and seemingly getting things back under his control. So much so to the point where he felt the need to yell that the town is not going to break him. He had all the momentum to go into season 3 and have another great season, getting us that much closer to getting up out of this town. But it's crazy because the exact opposite ended up happening. Them From people must have heard him yelling to the heavens because they turned it up a couple notches on this man. And not just Boyd, right? The whole town started feeling it in this season, but Boyd is at the forefront of all of this. Now, I know we started to see the townspeople turn on him for the first time really in the series, but come on. Them people would not last 2 hours during the day without Boyd. With all the change we've seen Boyd bring to the town in such a short amount of time that he and his family have been there, I don't blame them. But there were a lot of things that happened this season that the From people set up that really made the people have to question how he's moving. And with the town looking at him differently after some of the events that happened this season, his leadership definitely took a hit in my opinion. That's really what I'm gonna be talking about in this video. I'm gonna go over all the different circumstances, trials, and tribulations that Boyd had to go through this season, obviously as a result of the From people turning it up on him. I'm also gonna talk about how these different situations have changed Boyd and turned him into somebody that he was not going into this season. With that said, I know a lot of y'all been waiting for this video for a minute, so if you like anything I have to say at all, you already know what to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do all those things. And we just gonna get right into the video. So like I said, Boyd unfortunately had to go through a lot of traumatizing things in this season. And these traumatizing things started in the first episode. We start Boyd's victory lap with the town realizing that they're running low on crops. And everybody knows this because on this day, everybody decided to help Donna bring the crops back to the town. So everybody's panicking like what they about to do for food. But Boyd reassures them that as long as they have the cattle, they could at least last another 2 months, so everything is gonna be fine. Until the From people come in and start to violate. You already know the From people move in the middle of the night, so they let the cattle go and they start going in the opposite direction out of the town. Now we know people can get trapped in the town, but if the From people want it, they could probably make them cow go away, so Boyd and them are not trying to risk that. You got Boyd, Tien Chen, Victor, and Jade going into the street to secure the cattle. And they're successful for the most part. The From people take out one of them, but they got majority of the cattle. Tien Chen and Boyd managed to make it to a barn to keep the rest of them in there. It's looking good for the rest of the night. The From people tried it, but we live to see another day. That is if your name is not Tien Chen. Because the way the From people did her, oh my god. And in front of Boyd at that, bro. He told her to go back to the house. She was like, nah, we gotta make sure we secure the cattle. My son lives here. I gotta make sure my boy eating. And they use this as an opportunity to ambush them and take Tien Chen out. And have Boyd watch the whole thing. So similar to what we seen in season 2, obviously we know the girl who had the screwdriver in her head that went through the tree had to watch her boyfriend die. The From people tortured him in front of her. Yeah, the same thing is happening here, only with main characters. You literally see them tearing Tien Chen apart and Boyd has to watch the whole thing. This shit is so traumatizing. We see the next day when he can finally reach out to Tien Chen that he's reciting the same message that she was telling to him to relay back to Kenny. And as messed up as this is only the first trial that Boyd goes through this season. And it's already horrible. Rest in peace, Tien Chen. You do not deserve that, and neither does Kenny. Bad enough my son had to lose his pops because of Sarah. Now he gotta lose his mom too? Shit is real devious. If it's one person that deserves to make it out of this town, it's Kenny for sure. Tabitha need to show him the way to that tree. The next thing I noticed this season that tested Boyd's leadership was when he had to go save Tabitha from the ambulance. After pulling up on the town, Acosta and her coworkers notice that someone's laid out on the street, so they go ahead and check out what's going on. Obviously, this is a From person, but they don't know that, so they end up getting jumped. Acosta, being scared, runs the other way with the key to the ambulance, so Boyd and Jim have to go out there to save Tabitha. Obviously, Randall's with Boyd because that's when Boyd was taking out the bus to see how the From people move at night. When Boyd gets to the ambulance and realizes there's no key, he's like, how the hell we go get up out of here? But the From people already had it covered. Shorty has the key in her hand. She says, we gonna give it to you for sure. You can get up out of here if you want to, but you gotta leave Randall behind. Are you willing to do that? No, I'm not. If y'all go ahead and throw something in the passenger seat right now so we can take off. But of course, they're not going for that. So Boyd has to make the decision on whether to take the key and get away with Tabitha and Jim or save Randall. The few versus the many, and Boyd decides to go with the many. I'm sorry, Randall, you're cooked. You can see he hates his decision. Look at his face when he has to make it. You can see in his face that the From people have all the leverage in this situation. As if this isn't bad enough, Acosta's trigger finger itchy as hell. She ends up shooting in the house. And then we have yet another casualty. I remember the series started with 0 accidents over like the past 100 days. You can't even build up a street because of bozos like Acosta. At the very end of the episode, we see what the From people ended up doing to Randall. They just tortured him for no reason. That's how I knew when these From people was really playing with Boyd for real. They threw him up on the ambulance. The ambulance starts making noise to get his attention. Just to continue to ram home, yeah, Boyd, you made the decision to save Tabitha. Now your boy's cooked. After he let you chill out on his bus, that's tough. Obviously, this decision weighs on Boyd too, and it's not over yet. this point, I don't even think we halfway through the season and Boyd is getting hit like this, but it only gets worse. After Tabitha seemingly returns to the town after leaving, obviously the townspeople are going to have questions on how the hell she got up out of there, because they know nobody's coming after them because she didn't tell anybody on the outside that she was trapped here. That was actually a terrible decision. Nonetheless, they ask her what tree she walked through to get up out of here. She tells them the tree, and Dale decides, okay, it's a good idea to walk through the tree. I'll just walk through the tree and then y'all could jack me as a hero when I send help to come get y'all. Bro really thought he was the main character. I'm crying. No, instead, Buddy walked through the tree and ended up coming out on the other side of the pool. My man walked through a wall. He had some of his foot coming through that wall, some of his hand. I barely want to look at this scene as I'm recording this. That shit was so nasty to watch. You can literally hear Dale struggling through that wall. He's still breathing and slowly dying. And as Boyd is approaching him, I know he's thinking, what the hell am I supposed to do for this guy? It's no amount of talk no jutsu that's gonna save you. Mind you, while this is happening, the entire town is looking dead at Boyd like, what are you about to do? As if brother has superpowers. That man is dead. He can't do anything. So Boyd spins the narrative is talking about, y'all still want to leave the town now? I think just because you know where the tree is are gonna make it out. Look at him. He's the example. Y'all are not a part of the main cast. It don't work like that. So Boyd manages to save himself in this situation, but man, it's tough to have to explain the craziness that's happening in this town. Like, how do you explain this? Do you see how the From people are moving this season? When have we ever seen them do anything like this? I know Boyd regretting every word he said at the end of season 2. My boy can't even have confidence. Now, thankfully, this action kept the town in check because they were about to start defecting. But when I tell y'all, it did not stop there for the struggle that Boyd had to go through this season. I'm not lying to y'all. Case in point, Ellis and his newfound wife, Fatma. Now, in season 3, Fatma was going through it. She's pregnant, but it ain't no regular pregnancy. Like, yeah, she got weird cravings. She out here eating bad crops. It's a weird look, but then she's out here licking the blood of a dead comrade. Literally sticking her finger in Shorty's wound and licking the blood up off of it. Is she not crazy for that? Whatever was growing up inside her was clearly a demon. And it made her do crazy things. Things like take the life of a defenseless old lady. When this happens, obviously the town is going to panic because somebody just randomly died in the middle of the day. They know it's not going to be no From people. Because From people can only travel at night, right? Now, as unfortunate as this is, at the end of the day, Fatma did kill somebody. So she should get thrown to the box. And that's what Boyd's going to do, right? He's going to throw her to the box and send her to the From people to get devoured. But y'all got to remember, this is Boyd's town. So he does the unthinkable and decides to hide his newfound daughter-in-law. Obviously, this is not unthinkable, but you already know nobody else in his town would get the same fair shake that she did. Unless your name is Sarah, someone who's also only alive because Boyd allowed it. And it's a tough decision because yes, the people of the town love Fatma, but she also did kill somebody, so she should get sent to the box. But Boyd made the decision that he made. So when the townspeople find out what happened, he's gonna have to stand on it. And that's gonna be hard to explain because when they find out that Fatma did what she did, what evidence do they have to show that she was going crazy? There ain't no cameras in the town, and yeah, she was pregnant, but she gave birth to Smiley weird ass. I don't know, it's gonna be a tough one explaining that to the townspeople, but that's the burden of leadership. Boyd really cannot catch a break, but it is not over yet. Shit then got so bad that my boy Boyd is actively threatening his own people now. He out here interrogating Elgin like the recruiter from Squid Game. Because after Elgin kidnapped his daughter-in-law, it was no talking. You're telling me where she is. And he wasn't trying to do that. He's talking about Fatma doing this is for the better of the town. Brother, you've been here for all of 2 seconds. That spirit that was talking to him did not bail him out either. He literally got his fingers took. Because you already know Boy put that hammer down to bro's fingers. Yeah, he wasn't playing. And I can't blame him because with everything that happened this season, everything bro saw, it was only a matter of time before he broke. And this was just the tipping point. Luckily for him, he had Crash Out Sarah there to take the fall for the damage that was done to Elgin. He done gouged bro's eyes out, took the role of the villain too seriously. Really moving like Dylan Brooks with the villain talk. We heard you the first time, gang. You don't got nothing to prove. We've seen you on display many times before. Imagine you go through all this, your daughter-in-law got kidnapped, but you managed to find her location, find out that the baby essentially gave birth to itself, you see where the womb went, and then see that the op that you seemingly killed all the way in the last season just randomly came back to life, was reborn in fact. I would have threw in the towel right there. Somebody else got to be the leader for a second. If I'm Boyd, I got to tag in like Donna or something. Maybe Jim. You said they took Jim out in the season finale. So yeah, as y'all can see, Boyd went through it in season 3. I don't know where his character goes going into season 4. I mean, my spirit will be crushed. Look at everything he done went through in this season to still be standing going into season 4. I know he gonna bounce back. He's the main character. He got the plot armor. But sometimes it just feel like the front people are keeping him around just to torture him. I don't know. The shit is really sad. Let me know what y'all think about Boyd, where his character is going in season 4. And how will bro bounce back from this? Because them front people are on straight BT going forward. Just wait till he sees the man in the yellow suit. That might be what takes him out the game entirely.